Welcome to Search for Signs. My name is Gary Willing. If this information interests you, please press the like and subscribe button and press the bell for notifications. I was actually in the middle of recording a video about Jesus' role in the future, and I had talked about it in a previous video, and I wanted to talk a little bit more in depth about it. And I got a call, so I had to stop the video, and then I picked up this the book that I like to read, Master Speaks by Benjamin Creme's Master. And I came across this article called, it's entitled Maitreya's Mission. And at the end of it, he actually talks about a little bit more about Jesus' role with the Christian churches. So I wanted to kind of talk about this and read from it at first and then elaborate a little bit as much as I can. I think it speaks for itself in a lot of ways, but I want to talk a little bit more about it. But anyway, here we go. It's entitled Maitreya's Mission, and it's on page 73 and 74 of A Master Speaks. It's not long until the world will see the Christ. Despite appearances, his mission is proceeding well, and many are the changes which his presence has invoked. There are those who doubt his presence in the world. This is natural. Only when his face is seen will the doubters believe. Thus has it always been. Many await him in the hope of miracles. Many look for his succor and support. Foregoing the miracles of yore, he will address himself to the problems of the age, hunger and poverty, war and want. When you see him, you will see a man who has given himself to God. In so doing, he has become a God. So complete is his identification with the source that naught stands between him and that divinity. Remember, when you see him, that no law commands his presence in return, responding only to the call to service and sacrifice. He once again shoulders the burden and invests it with joy. Repeatedly, he has called for your support. Not seldom has he asked you to make known his presence. Were you to fulfill this request, the world would the better be prepared for his appearance. Sad it is that those who long the most act the least. For the first time in history, the whole world will see and know the teacher. For the first time, together, men will salute the messenger of God. When they know him, they will find him to be a wise counselor, a true brother and friend. Take heart from this promise, for the day is not far off when men's anguish will be assuaged. Take heart from this promise, for the tide is turning in favor of the light. Knowledge of God is essential to man's progress, but God can be known in many different ways. Today, your scientists are presenting facets of God's nature hitherto unknown, and find themselves at variance with the teachings of the churches. The time has come for the churches to re-examine these teachings in the light of the new knowledge now available to men. When they do this, they will find much to discard and much to reinterpret. Only then will the mausoleums of outmoded doctrines and dogmas which the churches are today become vibrant conveyors of the truth of God. In this reassessment, the Master Jesus will play an important part. His is the task to reconstruct the Christian churches along more fruitful lines and to prepare them for their role as centers of teaching and healing. In this, he will work closely with the Christ, but Maitreya's mission will embrace all aspects of men's lives. His energy and inspiration will stimulate every field, and men will know him for the world teacher that he is. Under his guidance, men will refashion the world along more just and spiritual lines, and thus begin their ascent to the mountaintop of achievement. Now, there's only so much I can say, because I think Benjamin Creme's Master says it the best, but until he starts doing videos on YouTube, I'm going to have to do a little commentary on this. Unfortunately for you, it's me that's doing the commentary and not somebody at the level of Benjamin Creme or something like that, because when he talks about it, it brings to light a lot of the stuff that he's saying. So I do apologize for this, but hey, it is what it is. Now, the one thing is there's like one of the things I want to point out is there are those who doubt his presence in the world, right? And I get comments in a lot of my videos where people say, "Oh, I've heard about this for years," and there was somebody that just put a comment up on one of the videos about how it was a scam or this, that, and the other. He had saw Benjamin Creme back in the 80s and so forth. And like Benjamin Creme's master said, this is natural, and the thing of it is, and what makes me sad for them is within their hearts, I know that they want for the world what Maitreya wants for the world, which is peace and sharing and justice. Well, not, like I said, I always say it in that order, but it really is sharing, justice, and peace, because according to Maitreya, you can't have justice without sharing, and you can't have peace without justice. So the sharing has to come first. But people like that who had gone and heard this message long ago, at some point, see for the world and see the possibility that Benjamin Creme was talking about. And they've kind of lost it over the years and become cynical maybe or whatever, and angry if that's the case or whatever like that. And it's sad because the world needs more people that want for the world what Maitreya wants for the world. But it does make my heart feel lighter to know that, like he says, this is natural. Only when the face is seen will the doubters believe. So, as people start to see Maitreya on TV, hopefully those same people will rekindle that hope and that spirit that they had 25, 30 years ago. And the cynicism will start to fall away, and they'll start to, go back to the way that it was, within their own heart, right? And I think that's one of the things that Maitreya will probably do and that's for a lot of us. It's not just for the people that comment on my videos, but there's a lot of people like that out there that maybe saw hope or had hope, years ago, or faith years ago if they're religious, and kind of lost it over the years because the world looks like a pretty bleak place, right? But as Maitreya comes out and starts talking more and more to people, and his ideas become more mainstream, just like it says here, his mission's proceeding well and many of the changes which his presence has invoked. And so it's obviously at a greater strength than it was back 30 years ago when this article was written, because now Maitreya is actually literally on TV talking. But yet, it's all a part of his plan to not say who he is as of yet. And that's the reason why he's not being recognized, but it doesn't mean that he's not on TV. I have complete and 100%, for lack of a better word, faith that he is on TV. That's the reason why I put these videos up, is because I know who he, I've had enough experiences with Maitreya to know that, he is who he is. But, like he told me, you'll see me on TV real soon, and we'll change the world together. So I do believe that, and I know that eventually I'll see him on TV just along with everybody else. But hopefully I won't be the last one, but I don't really watch CNN a lot, so I don't know if he's going to show up on CNN or NBC or Fox even. I don't know. Who knows? Now, the other thing, too, is in this message, one thing I want to point out is it says, repeatedly, he has called for your support. Not seldom has he asked you to make known his presence. And Benjamin Creme's a good example of this, is he never tried to convince anybody of anything. He just wanted to tell everybody, as many people as he could, and it was always up to the other person to believe it or not. And if you do believe this on any level, make it known like that. Just tell it to whoever you want to tell it to. And if they believe it, they believe it. If they don't, they don't. And if they are interested in it, refer them to the Share International website. I'm not a spokesperson for that group, but their website is the best resource for this information. So if that's something that you feel like you want to do, then by all means do it. But like I said, that's what I kind of see my job as doing these videos, is just to tell people my side of the story. And if you believe it, you believe it. And if you don't, you don't, Now, the other thing is that I wanted to talk about is Benjamin Creme's master is touching on the role of Christianity in the future. Now, he does say that, scientists have started to discover things that the churches don't believe in, and they're in conflict of it. with it. And he goes, if they would just actually re-examine their teachings based in the light of the new information of what these scientists are coming up with, it would actually help to eliminate a lot of the distortions that the churches have. Because according to the masters, the churches aren't going anywhere, and they will play an important role in many, 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 many people's lives, far long into the future. But it's going to take the work of not only the Master Jesus, but a lot of other masters and disciples to help clean up the distortions within the Christian teachings. And it's also the same in the Muslim teachings and the Hindu teachings and the Jewish teachings and the Buddhist teachings. I thought I was leaving somebody out, right? and then the real truth, the center, the truth about that runs within the center of all the religions will be in place, and then the churches will be centers for teaching and healing. Because according to the masters, they're teaching people very little and healing even less. So, but that's what their purpose is to teach and to heal, really. So in the future, that's what will happen. So there will be I'm sure it will be uncomfortable for a lot of people in the beginning, but it is what it is. I mean, the distortions of the teachings are pretty great in a lot of ways. So, but according to this article, that's going to be the Master Jesus' job, which I don't know how much a job like that pays, but it should pay a lot. But Maitreya's mission will embrace not only the religious side, but the political side, the social side, the artistic side. I mean, every single aspect of human endeavor, Maitreya will be the world teacher that he is in those areas. So anyway, we're in for an exciting ride. And as always, take action. Help SOP save our planet. Thanks for listening, and we look forward to talking to you again in future videos. Have a great day.